Okay, what's popping back like we never left? Today we're going to talk about the SBS Question Corner. Volume 99 is on its way and it's out pretty much. So with that comes the SBS Question Corner, where Oda responds to a bunch of questions sent in by fans, and we're going to cover that today. It was translated by the Library of Ohara.com, or Arthur. So we're going to get right into that. If you do enjoy things like this, subscribe to the channel. Every time there's a new SBS favorite card, we cover it on this channel as well. So this is going to be fun. We're going to cover the pertinent topics. I mean, the SBS sometimes has a lot of BS, just to be honest with you. So we're going to cover the important things. So guys, stick around, like as well. And without further ado, let's get to it. Volume 99 SBS Question Corner. First question is about Chapter 1000. Oda just responds and says, his typical Oda response to some Nami stuff. Okay, question 3 about Kid. In volume 98, you revealed Kaido's devil fruit name, but could you please tell us the name of Kid's devil fruit? And this is interesting, right? Because Oda says the Jiki no Mi, magnet fruit. And he said, oh, I didn't mention it before, huh? It allows one to freely manipulate metal with magnetism. I should have mentioned it somewhere within the main story. Next time I'll draw something about it. So in a way, Oda's somewhat insinuating that Kid and the Jiki no Mi has a lot more left, but pretty much he's saying he forgot about Kid and he forgot that he didn't do this. And this goes back to the time when something came out about Oda using the wiki to remember different techniques from different characters because he forgot about it. So there's a negative and positive spin here. The negative is that Kid is so forgettable that Oda's like, well, I didn't even remember that I didn't mention his devil fruit. The positive is that even after mentioning the name of his devil fruit, he's like, oh, I should draw something about it. Meaning there's going to be some Kid chapters or some Kid hype upcoming that people should be excited for. But with the mention of Kid's devil fruit and the name of it, him saying the magnet fruit, being able to freely manipulate metal with magnetism, I think it's somewhat limiting because, we always had the iron in the blood thing about Kid, where Oda specifically mentions magnetism, right? And with that, it's kind of like, okay, there's only so much wiggle room someone like that can have. I mean, magnetism is still overpowered in my opinion, but it is a bit limiting, right? This was a funny one. I have the request of a lifetime. Please let Steri sit on the empty throne. Oda just says no. Like Stelly is not somebody that Oda likes, clearly. So here Oda does this from time to time. He draws like an anthropomorphized form of a metal or something, like a something inanimate, right? And so he draws Nami's Climatact and it looks like, I don't know. What is that? There's a question about Kaido eating fish and does he eat their skin too. Says he'd say he thinks the skin is tastier. When at a table with others, usually things go like this. Hey, can I eat that fish's skin? And his subordinate would go, yes, sir, here. The fish has been skinned. And he'd go, right? So it's just like a typical Kaido Oda response is, something intriguing that I've never thought about, but now that I know the information, I'm happy I know it. Someone asked about the Straw Hats, like who cuts their hair when it grows too long? And Oda says basically Usopp, Sanji, and Robin. Those 3. I figured it would be Sanji. Usopp is surprising. Robin a bit as well. I would speculate that Robin is probably the least likely to cut somebody's hair for them. I'm just speculating. This is pretty important. This was somewhat revealed in the recent Viver card, but here someone asked about Otoko's mom. In other words, Yasui's wife, and what type of person she was. Is she still alive? And typically from moms in One Piece, they die. Yasui's mom, or not Yasui's mom, Yasui's wife, she died because Yasui used to be married, but then he lost his wife, he remained single, and after losing to Kaido and surviving, he found a baby at Ebisu Town, which was Otoko, and Otoko does not yet know that they are not connected by blood. So maybe that's something that will be revealed in the story, who knows? So just like the Climatact, someone asked for Oda to draw Yamato's Sideboob the same way, and Yamato's Sideboob was drawn as an obese man, right? Like I don't know I don't know what the heck is going on here. Oda also reveals Yamato's height, age, and favorite food. So Yamato is 28, born the same year as Momonosuke. Height is 2.63 meters, about 2 Luffy's, specified by Arthur here. Favorite food is of course Oden, and Yamato also really likes salmon. There's a fish question about Kaido, and now Yamato really likes fish as well. Oda did confirm this as well, but chapter 1000, the color spread looked a lot like chapter 100's color spread, and Oda confirmed like, yeah, that was the goal. I was trying to make them, look somewhat similar to commemorate that occasion. This is something very important that, Oda's response typically, it's indicative of something that's going to happen in the future. And he says here, the question is, in chapter 966, 66, Roger and Rayleigh said as they were holding up Momonosuke and Hiyori, "I haven't spent time with a baby in ages. It reminds me of the old days. But in those old days, whose baby did they spend time with? It doesn't seem like there's many women aboard Roger's ship, so..." And Oda's like, they said that? That's just sweat. Just skip that bit. It's nothing to worry about, nothing to worry about. Whistle noise. So clearly he's trying to build the anticipation for when he reveals the children or whomever was with Roger and Rayleigh back in the day. You know, a lot of it you speculate would be Shanks and Buggy, and maybe they're going to be connected to Shanks's past, so that's why he doesn't want to hype it up too much, but that's the obvious thing. Something I've realized talking about One Piece for so long is that Oda typically goes beyond our expectations and goes a different route that we could not foresee. So while Shanks seems to be the obvious thing here, could be something completely out of left field. Oda gives a detailed breakdown on SAD and artificial devil fruits because there's something important here, right? So here's the question. In chapter 978, there's a gifter with a giraffe devil fruit yelling "funk" at the live floor, who is a different person from both Kaku and the headliner Hamlet. So could it be that smiles can produce users of many different types? Particularly, does it matter if there already is a natural, assuming they're natural, devil fruit user of that animal? Oda says, sure, smiles are artificial devil fruits, so they're completely different things from regular devil fruits. To put it roughly, Punk Hazard's SAD is a liquid made by mixing the lineage factors of all types of various animals. Dressrosa's Smile Factory, by letting plants suck up SAD, they produce strangely patterned fruits. At the Wano country, only 1 in 10 of these imported fruits will grant animal abilities. So in other words, they aren't related to the real devil fruits. That's why gifters with the same animal exist, and why ability users for Logia, Paramecia, or mythical Zoan types cannot appear, since lineage factors can only be extracted from already existing organisms. This is Caesar's limit as a scientist. However, the genius scientist Vegapunk might or might not have been able to research beyond that boundary. Lineage factor, bloodline elements, same thing, right? Just translation could be different there. Pretty much what Oda is saying is that smile devil fruits, they're pulled from actual animals and the DNA of actual animals. The reason why mythical Zoans, Logia, Paramecia, he can't basically replicate things like that. How do you pull from the DNA of rubber to make a devil fruit? For instance, Luffy's devil fruit. How do you replicate that? But he's saying here that Vegapunk has in some way been able to surpass that because his level of ability surpasses that of Caesar's, which in my opinion tells me that Vegapunk, I mean, we knew this already, Vegapunk is very special, but we saw not only Vegapunk, we saw for Queen, he was able to combine his devil fruit with metal and with technology. So, you know, I don't think Queen is on the level of Vegapunk, but obviously Vegapunk and being able to farm in some way the Logia devil fruit and basically replicate it to those abilities. I think that's spectacular. And personally, I think that's just the tip of the iceberg in regards to what to expect from Vegapunk. This is interesting though, because Caesar's a genius. And Oda's saying, yeah, Caesar's great, but Vegapunk is just much better. For the most part, those are the important things. There was a question about the top 3, Oda's top 3 smile designs. It was Bede, Hamlet, and Hold'em. I was looking for Fortrix. I didn't see Fortrix there. I even tweeted that. There's mention of Odin's hairstyle, you know, what it would be called. And then there's some things about Jinbei. You guys can go check it out. The link will be in the description box down below. Shout out to the Library of Ohara for translating this. I mean, I always love covering the SBS, man. It's always a good time, not gonna lie. Thank you guys so much for your support. Let me know what you think about the SBS questions. What was the most important question to you guys? In your opinion, what resonated with you the most? I think sometimes the SBS has great information and sometimes it's like, what the hell is this, right? So give me your thoughts. Make sure to like the video if you did. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Follow me on Twitter at BragoDAce. Follow me on Instagram at BragoD.ace. Thank you to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Guys, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
I start doubting me, I felt lost. I rewrite it.